Hello. It goes. I realised my mic's muted. I'm talking to myself. Right, let's try and fix this camera because it's been moved. We need it to be more over this way, I think. Screech. There we go. Now you can see all my messy desk and shit. I was saying it's just a quickie because I'm aware that I've not been online for a while. I haven't even had time to do any Instagram live streams. And most of the people who will tune into this will know about the Edinburgh Fringe situation and the fact that I'm doing this show in August, and we're into the final 24 hours of the who's he what's it's the fundraising thing. It's only got, hang on, let me refresh this. How long has it got? It's got 23 hours and 1 minute left remaining. So as a final quick push, just in case anybody does want to help out, although I know that plenty of people have already, we only managed to make so far 12% of the target. I was hoping to make more than 12% of the target. Oh, where's the chat? Hello. Hello, Robin Smith. How's it going? If I do this, we should get our chat comments on. I'm just not with it at all today. It's because I've not been online for a while and I've forgotten what the fuck to do. I need to be on my game for August. I can't be making mistakes. I need to be on it. I've got a million technical things I need to test. It has been a while. How are you doing, man? I've got a million technical things to test. I need to figure out the laptop situation, which is a new laptop. I don't know if I'm going to get into the venue anytime soon. It probably won't be till nearer the actual Fringe date, but I need to figure out live streaming from a desktop on TikTok is another thing that I need to practice with. I have that capability, but I need to. Oh, that's not so good, man. I hope you're on the mend. I fell down the stairs a few weeks ago. I'm rocking a very sexy like, what do you call that? It's not a cast. It's like a support thing on my knee it's got hinges on the sides. It's I look semi mechanical. And that's not even the sorest part. The sorest part is I think I might have fractured my coccyx. 3 weeks down the line, I'm still throbbing. I definitely think I've done something. I'm stairs in the house. There were stairs in the home. They weren't like Edinburgh stairs. Like, yeah, that would have been some tumble. But yeah, I'm still a bit tender, which is unfortunate. I haven't managed to make it to A&E yet. I don't think I could sit for 8 hours on a plastic chair waiting to be x-rayed. And then what are they going to do? Like, if I fractured my tailbone, what are they going to do? Like, they can't stick my arse in a stookie. So what are they going to do? Do you know what I mean? Where's the point? So I'm just trying to heal myself. Anywho, enough of that inane chatter. What else has been happening? I've been... yeah, I'm all right. I'm just ticking along. Hi, G-Vols. There is a linky link in the group chat if you want to pop up and have a chat. I'm just doing a last ditch attempt because it's the final 23 hours of the fundraising thing for the Edinburgh Fringe. And it's very exciting and terrifying. Robin will remember the first time I did a Fringe show in 2017. You were around on Periscope at the time. I'm hoping this is going to be a lot more organised than the last one. But it's also going to be even more technical because there's going to be more people involved. It's not a solo job. So I'm very excited and also crapping my pants at the same time. So, Robin, do you remember Jukebox Jury? Like the old TV programme that used to be on TV when I maybe don't know if it was still on when I was a kid. I think they tried to revamp it in the 90s or some shit. But it was definitely on the TV in the late 70s. And yeah, so I've been doing Jukebox Jury with a panel of people online, live streaming it for over a year now. Because obviously doing the radio, people send me their tracks and they want them to be played on the radio, and I can't play them all. Yeah, I remember Noel Edmonds. I remember Noel Edmonds. So people send me their tracks, they want them played on the radio. I can't play everything. So we go through my inbox and we listen to 3 or 4 tracks once a month and rate them hit or miss, very much like the old Jukebox Jury, right? So we've been doing that for over a year, and that's the Fringe show. That's what the Fringe show is going to be. So it's going to be Jukebox Jury with a live audience and also live streamed on multiple platforms. It's going to be multicast. So there's a lot can go wrong. Hello, John Cena. I don't think that's John Cena. John Cena. Why are you stealing somebody else's name? It's very odd. Don't do that. Don't use fake names on the internet. Be yourself. Be authentic. Don't be weird. Yeah, so that's the premise. I'm very excited. I got the proof back for the copy. You know how they send out the printed Fringe guide? So I need to approve the proof. Approve the proof sounds weird. And then my next task is to pay that bill for getting put into the Fringe guide. Right, so I've been periodically asking people if they want to chip in and help out. It is a free show. People won't be paying for tickets. It'll be free to attend it. So, and it'll be live on the internet for free. So hopefully people will be like, oh yeah, this is quite cool. It's entertaining. I'll chip in a couple of quid, or I'll chip in a £5 or whatever. No, I think what I'm going to be doing is having guest panelists, Robin. I think there's no space to hide someone and then reveal them, right? It's the Fringe, you know how tiny the venues are. There's not like a backstage area or anything, so that would be quite difficult to do. It's also another thing that can go wrong. I'm trying to minimize the things that can go wrong, but I am aiming to have the odd occasional, guest, hello, the odd occasional guest come up and, guest judge, whether that be a comedian or whether that be any other Fringe. I'm keeping quiet, right, until everything's 100% tippity top confirmed. But I would expect to be seeing some people coming in and help me to judge. So that's the plan. Sit under a blanket. Because those rooms aren't hot and sweaty enough already, right? Let's keep someone under a blanket. Hopefully they won't suffocate during the process. That's quite funny. Yeah, so I'm going to just, there's a couple of wee things I want to do here. I don't want to screen share. I want to play a little video. Let's play a little video, right? But I've gone into the wrong thing. Hang on. Why wouldn't it let me stop this now? There we go. I'm going to play a little video because I'm aware, right, that I know that you know what the Edinburgh Fringe is. Hello, Glick. How you doing? I know that Robin knows what the Edinburgh Fringe is. There's a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, Fringe, yeah, that sounds cool. Have no fucking clue what that is. So I'm going to play a little video and sip my tea. It's only 3 minutes long. I can chat to you in the comments because I'll mute my mic while it's playing. But let's play this. See if I can play this. What's the easiest way to do this layout wise? Hang on. If I close myself off.
Fringe is so important.
Because it gives breaks to young artists and young performers coming through. You can be experimental, you can be dangerous. You can push the edge of something, of the theatrical experience.
I think the Fringe is vital because it stimulates new work.
As an international artist coming from South Africa, I think that this platform is so valuable.
That's what the Fringe is. It's a launch as well as a joy to be part of.
It gives an outlet to a lot of people who wouldn't normally get the chance to be in an environment where so many journalists are. And what an extraordinary experience, to see this amount of creativity in one place.
I love it. I think it is an important, unique experience. Every young person who wants to make a career in the theatre, in dance, in music, in cabaret, they should be here, testing out their wares, learning from seeing what other people are doing. What an opportunity the Fringe offers. It's nourishing art in every form.
So many incredible things to see that you can't see anywhere else at any other time of the year.
Hollywood has so many walls and so many people in front of everybody. It's effort to get to know people. The Fringe, you have world-class people and world-class talent, and they just want to have a drink and shoot the breeze. And that's very cool.
To go to Edinburgh and hopefully find stuff that you know nothing about, that's the great adventure of it, and I love that.
Well, for the performer, it makes you stretch your abilities and see what you're really made of.
The Edinburgh Fringe is important because it's fun. People need fun in their lives.
There's nothing else like it. There's no other festival in the world that has that level of excitement and energy and intensity.
This is the place where you can really connect with people again.
My goodness, I am having a good time here.
I keep forgetting that I lowered my mic on the desk. Yeah, so that kind of sort of explains the Fringe, I think, fairly comprehensively in a 3-minute video. And I've been trying to explain this on my social media, and I've been trying to tell people, hey, look, I'm doing this thing. It costs a lot of money to do it. I'm never going to break even. Like, I know I'm not going to break even. And there's still 1,000 things to pay for. There's the biggest one is the entry into the Fringe Guide. But then there's other things like obviously flyers and posters and I don't want to go into too much detail about what I'm doing, but props. There's things I need to, do you know what I mean? There's things I need to pay someone to hand the flyers out. You know what I mean? There's money that's needing to be. That's before I even buy any things like technicals. I had to go buy a laptop. You broke your wife last year. She tried to keep up with you as you dashed from show to show. I forgot my overlay. There we go. That's better. Were you here for the Fringe last year? I know that last year was the first time it kind of felt like the Fringe again. Year before that it was quiet. Year before that it was cancelled, I think, or maybe it was like, what do you call it? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Socially distanced. I think the year before last it was super quiet and it was like partially on. The year before that it was socially distanced. The year before that it was completely cancelled. I think it may have been cancelled for 2 years. I can't quite remember. Yeah, it's weird, eh? It's weird because living here, right? Obviously, it's on my doorstep, right? That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, I don't name drop or shit, right? I don't name drop, but obviously, being in an environment where the town is full of famous people every year, right? You do come across people and you do stay in touch with them, even without working in any kind of, industry. And I think it's something unique to this city, Very strange, very weird. It was like, I don't know. It was like mourning, It was very weird not having it happen. And I know a lot of locals hate the disruption. It's hard to get to or from work or whatever, and there's a lot of disruption to traffic and roads closed and everything's kind of, I get that. Obviously, it's weird feeling that side of it and also just loving this thing that's wholly unique that doesn't happen anywhere else, right? That you're kind of immersed in. It's like two different conflicting points of view, right? And you'll always hear the locals. The locals don't really. The problem is the locals don't really feel like they're a part of it. It's very England centric. There's a lot of people from London here during the Fringe. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I can kind of understand that. And even the year that I did my own show, I remember talking to other performers, right, in a bar, and they were like asking me questions and stuff, and they were like, "Oh, you're a local," and it was almost like, how quaint that a local's doing this. Do you know what I mean? It was odd. It was really weird because it's normally people from like London that are, artsy fartsy. Your uncle's in Dunfermline. I get it. I totally get it. I can't avoid it because I work in amongst it, right? Even if I'm not doing my own show, I'm working in amongst it, so I can't avoid it. But it's a weird dichotomy because you can't park for shit. I mean, it's hard enough to park in Edinburgh anyway, but I mean, during the Fringe, you just forget it. That venue that I did my previous show in is completely gone now. It's flats. It doesn't even exist. I think they closed it like the following year or something. Anyway, this new show, and I don't want to go into full details of where it is until all my listings are 100% sorted and my proof has been, approved and all that. Yeah, it was Southside Social. This venue isn't in the Fringe Central. It's in the new town. Let's just put it that way. It's not like near George Square / Bristol Square, and it's not in the Grassmarket. It's over in the new town. So it's away from. There are other venues, but it's not right in the hub of where the other venues are, if that makes sense. And like I say, I don't want to go into details exactly of where it is until I've approved my proof and it's all listed and stuff. as soon as that happens, I'll be posting the link to like, here's my Fringe listing. But I know that there are people on the internet that will try to fuck it up for me. So I'm being very careful about what information I'm giving out until it's 100% like firmed up and like sorted. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. And I need to design a poster as well. That's my next thing. I need to design a poster. Last one was easy. It was just a selfie with the periscope hearts coming up the screen. It was just a screenshot. This is going to be harder. Tried to do more Newtown last year, more Free Fringe, but it was so easy to get trapped in the Pleasance Gilded Balloon underbelly. Yeah. My show's quite late as well. It's in the evening. It's kind of peak. That's one of the reasons I'm crapping myself, Robin. Because it's like my last one was like 1 o'clock or 1:30 or something in the afternoon. It was an early. It didn't matter. It was like meh. This one's like 8:20 p.m. So I'm going to be going up against established acts at peak time. And it's quite a big venue considering how small Fringe venues are. Like, it's not a bit... Any other time of the year, you think, oh yeah, that's a tiny little room, right? But for a Fringe venue, I think it's like 75 seats, which is quite big for a Fringe venue, because you know what it's like. You go into a pub and there's like, the rooms are like, they've got 30 seats in them, 40 seats in them. 75 seats is actually quite a big room. So that's another reason I'm crapping myself. Because if that room's only half empty or only half full, it would look full if it was a smaller room, right? I don't know. I'm more worried about the technicals, all the things that can go. It's not even so much all the things that can go wrong. It's I've only got 15 minutes to get in, get set up, whilst the other acts come. We've got a 15-minute turnaround between the person in front of me and me going in. They've got to get out, and I've got to get in and set up in that 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah, the only thing I would be slightly worried about, Robin, is copyright. Obviously, you know what I mean? Using other people's images. I've submitted a photo. I've submitted a photo for the Fringe guide, which is just a selfie of me with the cans and, you know, some vinyl that says hit or miss. But like, that's not going to be the poster. That's just so that there's an image on their copy, you know, when they print it. But I really do need to think about the poster situation, and there needs to be enough room for all the copy that goes on the Fringe. Like, there's a lot. When I was reading through the requirements of what needs to go on the poster, there's a lot of information that needs to go on the poster, and they even want you to have like a map. I'm not going to have room for that. Like, there's loads of requirements of things that you have to have on your poster. So I'm a bit like, oh God. It's exciting, but it's also terrifying. And I can't wait to tell everybody where it is. In fact, I do have a video of the room. Do you want to see the room? I'm just not going to tell you where it is, but do you want to see the room? Hang on. I can do that. Wait a minute. Have I got that video, or do I need to screen share it? I might not have that here, actually. I can get it off. Can I download it from It's on my Instagram. I don't know if I can do that. Or send it to myself. Hang on a wee minute here. I didn't think this through. Can I download it from here? If not, I can screen share it from here. I don't know if I can download it from here. No, it doesn't let me do that. Alright, in that case, what we'll do... I thought I had a copy of that on the computer. Selfie of you wearing sunglasses that look like records. Ha ha! I quite like that, actually. Quite like that. Why don't I have... the video? I thought I did. Oh, yeah. There are so many things that I'm working on for this. I don't know if I've got this or not. It doesn't matter. It's on Facebook and it's on Instagram, the room. Obviously it's not set up. That's just the room as it is before it's set up. Yeah, it's at 8:20 p.m. That's what I'm saying. It's in the evening. It's like peak time. So that's one of the things that's worrying me, is it's going to be up against a lot of other established, veteran, well-known acts at peak time, right? It's exciting, but it's equal. It's also, I don't know. I need to be less stressed about it. I thought I had a copy of the video of the room. I was going to show you the room. The plan is to still live stream, multicast it, and then have that on the wall on a screen, so the comments can still come in and people can still see them. Don't do weekends beyond 9:30. No, it's 8:20. 8:20. There's a couple of things in my favour. It's not amongst a whole bunch of other venues, right? So I don't think you'll get people just trying to get in on the off chance because they wanted to go and see a show and they didn't know what they wanted to go and see, right? I don't think that'll happen. But it is in an area with lots of other pubs and clubs. So you might get people that are already out and about drinking thinking, oh, let's go see a show. And and that happens. So it can go either way, you know. It can go either way. We'll see. I think I might be overthinking it as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think I might be overthinking it. But that's what I'll do. I'll think through every possible scenario of what can and can't go. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm usually, it's like playing chess, right? I'm usually 5 steps ahead. Okay, so if this happens, then this or this can happen. And if that happens, this and this can happen. And that's just how my brain works, right? So I sing along pub quiz in the New Town last year. It was fun and had lots of punters. Which venue was that? Can you remember? The other thing that I didn't realise is that my venue's 18+. So I had put on my Fringe guide 12 plus, right? Just because there might be swearing or whatever, right? But it's not going to be like adult content, but there might be the odd sweary word. And the Fringe Society got back to me and said, we've changed your proof, we've changed your proof, basically. We've changed your layout because in accordance with your thing, your venue's 18 plus. I didn't know my venue was 18 plus, so there'll be no kids at mine at all. It's 18 plus venue. And I didn't realise that. But it doesn't matter, like I would, be expecting that. But it is kind of like a family kind of show. Like older kids could have come along to it, but they can't because the venue won't let them in. So it's just the licensing. Can you remember what that venue was, Robin? When I first decided to do this, because obviously I've been doing the Jukebox Jury for over a year. When I first decided that I would like to do this live, I was at the Pear Tree, not the Counting House upstairs, but the Pear Tree back room. And I thought that would be the perfect layout for Jukebox Jury. And that's what actually inspired me to think, okay, this could work live. But as it happens, that's not the venue that I was offered. It's a pub, you walk up the statue away from Princess Street, then it was down one side of the road. Was it in Rose Street? It was a pub, you walk up to the statue away from Princess Street. Walk up to the statue away from Princess Street, and it was down one side of the road. God, which statue? Because there's about 500 statues in Edinburgh. That could be any statue. That could be George Street, that could be St Andrew's Square, that could be Princess Street, that could be any of the roads off of Princess Street, like Hanover Street or Frederick. It could be any of those streets. They've all got statues in them. George Street. Okay. Well, you're in the right direction. I'll just say that. That's the right general direction. But I'm not telling you what my venue is until I've got my listing, I've got the proof approved, and I've paid for my listing. And then I will announce where it is. I'm not letting anybody fuck it up before it gets through its final print stages. Because there are fuckers out there that try to sabotage stuff that's happened before. Sad, really, isn't it? That I can't just spill the beans on all the info. It's a bummer. So you might see me over the next couple of days online testing some things out. I need to test out the laptop. I haven't gone live with that yet. You might see me testing out TikTok on the desktop live. What is it with TikTok live? Oh my god, there's some fucking weirdos on there, eh? I came across, and it's actually heartbreaking, right? There's a grimy wee fucking dude, right, live. And the comments are full of women, young women, saying me, me, me in the chat. And they're paying him gifts to look at their photo and assess them. And then he's saying shit like, I mean, there was, they've got their best makeup on, they've got their best filters, whatever. And he's saying shit like, oh, you went from like Gucci to, the local chip shop, like in this photo, like insulting people. oh, I'd give you, there was one lassie that was absolutely stunningly gorgeous and she was all filters and makeup and he said, oh, I'll give you a 6. And then he was looking at other women and he was saying, oh, I'll give you a 0. Like, he was just nasty. Like they were paying him to insult them. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this? This is content on a Friday night. Women that are insecure in themselves, hoping for some kind of fucking affirmation and being negged and put down and insulted. And this wee fucking slime ball that you wouldn't look twice at is sitting there telling you what your worth is based on how you look on your, like, fuck off. It was just fucking, I'm like, and before I got a chance to say anything, he ended the live. I was like, you fucker. I was about to go in on him. You're trying to go through your Facebook posts from last year to find out. I was one of the few sane people on Periscope. True. Define sane. I like to think I was relatively sane. Although there were some people that would, you know, gaslight the shit out of other people saying I wasn't. Some real proper mentalists on there. Oh, Robin. I came across something really interesting. I don't know if you remember the whole Jukebox sexy side chick debacle on Periscope, right? I don't know if you remember the ins and outs of that. But for quite a considerable length of time, me and him were stalked by someone, right? And this person did all sorts. They were like contacting friends and family members on other social networking like Facebook or whatever. They were like, there's a fucking documentary on Netflix, right? I forget the name of it. I watched it the other day. Oh, can I tell you a secret or something it's called? And the MO of the person that they caught was doing the exact same stuff in the same time frame, like in years, the same years as that was happening to us. And the fucker got put away for 9 years. Like 2022, I think. And it's so weird that I touch wood, God forbid, I haven't heard anything from that fucker. I think that person, because we never found out who that was. We never found out who that was. I got chills watching it. I was kind of triggered watching it. There's some proper fucking nut jobs out there. Some real proper nut jobs out there. Anyway, I went off topic and I didn't want to get into that drama shit. I'm trying to talk about the Fringe, the Edinburgh Fringe. Oh man. So this is my doodads. Hang on, can I share this? What happens if I share this? Does this take me off the screen? Yeah, let's take me out here. Can I make this bigger? I don't know if I can make this bigger. Can I make this bigger? What happens if I make it bigger? So a Scottish lady who lives in Australia, but she was in Barsoba. The Australian fringes are happening just now. Adelaide Fringe and then Perth Fringe. They're all happening just now before the Edinburgh Fringe kicks in. Right, hang on. So this is my little page for anybody who's interested. If anybody's interested, my little GoFundMe. We've raised just over 12% of the target. And it's got 22.5 hours to run. So if anybody was thinking about donating anything, like we're down to the wire. It's going to have to be now. And it's okay if people don't, but I figured, you know, it's a free show and they'll be getting to watch it online for free as well. So it's a little bit like paying for a ticket in advance, helping me out to actually get it set up so it happens, you know. Anyway, it's a last call to rally the troops, as they say. Do you remember who the Scottish lady was who lives in Australia? I don't know who that is. I'm trying to place who that could be. Usually it's the other way around. Usually performers come to Edinburgh and then stay and don't want to leave. It's usually what happens. It's not normally the other way around. They don't normally go elsewhere, right? And then come back to visit to do the Fringe. It's usually people from other countries that come and live here. They fall in love with the place. Hi. That's exciting. I don't know who that is. Nope, not familiar. Was that part of the Free Fringe Festival? I don't know that name. What did we go and see last year? I took one of the guys that used to be on Periscope, who's now on Heckle, Sean. I took him to go and see Dave Chawner. And who else did we go and see? I can't remember who the other one was. I took him to see a couple of things, but Dave Chawner was one of them. We saw a couple of BBC things, showcases. We went to see that sciencey thing at the Pear Tree. It's hard to see shows when you're working amongst them. You know, you're kind of tied to where you're at, you know. But it did feel more like the Fringe again last year. Like it felt like the numbers were coming back. It felt busy. It felt like, you know, there was people. It felt like it was starting to come back to how it had been, you know. You kept every flyer and brochure from every Fringe you've been to. I used to do that, and then I was like, okay, I can't keep these. Where am I going to put them? I found some of my posters. I think there's like 5 or 6 left from when I did, because I was looking at it the other day because I was like, oh, I need to design a new poster for this. And I found them. These here. The print from, it's a bit dusty. It's been kicking around since 2017. Hang on, let me take this off. Can I stop sharing this? And make this big. This was the poster from, and it's got the little Periscope logo in the word Periscope. And that was my Fringe poster from 2017. Laughing Horse at Southside Social, and it was at 150. I thought it was half one, but it was 115. Your poster is eye-catching and brilliant. I'll stick it on a t-shirt and wear it in the Fringe. Well, Robin, do you want to see what I submitted as the... In fact, it was on the start of the video. What I submitted as the photo for the copy. But I still need to, obviously, do the actual poster. I'm trying to not get dust all over everywhere because this envelope that it's in is covered in dust. Put that back up on the shelf. Let me show you what I did for the copy. In fact, have I got a copy of the copy? Have I got a copy of the copy? Hang on. Please hold. Let me just check something. Is that a copy of the copy? Hang on. I'm sure I've got a copy of the copy. Okay, I should be able to Can I upload photos? Maybe I'm not able to upload photos. I can screen share though, can't I? Hang on. Hang on a minute here. Here, we can do it this way. If I share that and I, yeah, can I make this a bit bigger? Hang on. I don't know if you can see the photo. Yeah, this little photo here with the vinyl. God, I'm tired. I'm not thinking properly. So yeah, that won't be the poster, but that'll be the photo that'll be on the listing. And it's a weird color because that isn't the color that is submitted, but obviously because it's gone to print colors, like it's more vivid. It's weird. I look like I've got a pink face for some reason, which is kind of odd. I don't know about merch. Have you ever bought merch at the Fringe, Robin? Hang on. I'm really sore because I'm still aching after falling down the stairs. Have you ever bought merch? Because you're allowed to sell merch, but it's like the setting it up, and it wouldn't be able to be in the room because obviously the other acts have got to come in and out. Like the one in front's got to leave, and then the one coming in after's got to, like, it would need to be in the main bar area or something, like in a different area. And I don't know if it's worthwhile setting up a merch stall, because then I've got to find somebody to run it, because I can't do that and everything else, and, you know, be on the door with a bucket and pack up all the tech. You know, I would need to have people. So I don't know if it's worthwhile bothering, but you're allowed to. T-shirts with dark green, DVDs of foil arms and hogs, CDs of drag queens. So if there's merch, in your experience as a Fringe goer, do people purchase it? I think what I would do is I would just have a wee stand and just have it as like card payments only or something. So whoever it was running the stall didn't have to fuck around with cash. CDs were sold in the Gilded Balloon ticket office. Yeah, I'm not in one of the big four though. I'm doing it as part of the Free Fringe Festival, so I'll need to find a little corner of the bar area somewhere to set up. I'll maybe need to discuss that with. It's not going to work in the room because we're not going to have time. Like, when the show's finished, we want to get people out as quickly as possible so that the next act can get in. We're not going to have time for people to dilly-dally around a merch stall, not leaving the room. You know what I mean? I'm not sure about t-shirts. I was thinking mugs, key rings, and something else that I don't want to give away that's kind of part of the show. I don't know about t-shirts because I put PayPal in the chat because it's only got 22 hours left to go. My fundraiser's about to expire. All right? So I did that. I put my PayPal in the chat, okay? All right? And just for your cheek, I'm going to put it up on the... Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. I've screen shared the wrong thing. Hang on. Please hold. Just for your cheek, right? I'm going to put it up on the screen here as well. So there. All right? Cheeky chops. It's got 22 hours and 15 minutes to run, okay? All right? Is that an issue? Is that a problem? Do you know what else I'm going to do? Just because you're being cheeky, right? Do you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to put the QR code in the bottom corner of my screen, right? All right. Or I would if it would load. For some reason, it's buffering, which is odd. Do you know what? I'll go one better than that. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen here. So there. If you mention the merch during the show and say you'd meet them after the show, then if they want merch, they'll wait. The only thing is some people might want to dash to another show. Yeah. What I was thinking, ideally, and it depends on the venue, right? It depends on the venue. Ideally, I would like to have it set up half an hour before my show so that people who are milling around in the bar waiting to go in can have a wee shifty and see what there is, right? And then just have it sit and set up throughout the entirety of the show with somebody sitting on the table. And then for it to be there when people are exiting and then for us to pack it up. But there's so many other things to pack up. I've got a 15-minute gap between shows. The act in front has to get out and I have to get in and set up in 15 minutes. In that 15 minutes that they're leaving, they're leaving and I'm entering at the same time. If their show overruns or they're particularly slow getting their crowd out, I'm up shit creek. So I'm going to have a word with whoever that is. I don't know who it is that's in front of me, but I'm going to ask them to get their punters to take all their glasses and everything with them. Just say, look, can you take your glasses back to the bar or whatever, right? Because I'm not going to have time to set up a laptop, connect to a projector, set up a 3-camera setup, connect to the internet, get on online and get all the multi-stream and all set up. And clear a room full of glasses and all that kind of shit, right? So we're going to have to work as a team, the other acts. And the same when my crowd are leaving, I'll ask my crowd to take their glasses with them to the bar because I'm not going to have time to stand at the door with a bucket, asking for donations, pack up all my gear, my 3 cameras, my laptop, my, stuff, and run a merch store. I'm not going to have time for all of that. I'm going to need extra hands. But the problem is, if I stay back in the room and pack up my gear and let someone else stand on the door with a bucket, how are people going to feel about that? I think they would rather tip the actual act, right? I think it's going to be weird me asking them to put money in the bucket if I'm not the one standing on the door as they leave. But I'm really not going to have time to stand on the door as they leave. Because I need to pack everything away for the next person coming in. So that's what's stressing me out, not the show, not the wondering if people are going to turn up, not the are my guest panelists going to turn up. My big concern is the logistics of getting in and out, getting set up, making sure there's nothing fucking wrong technically. So I just don't know if doing a merch stall on top of that is like giving myself a bigger fucking headache. Depends on who the flyer person is. It's one thing paying someone to flyer people. It's another thing to trust them with your money. Right? That's why I was thinking merch could be card only. Right? It's easier to say, here's a card machine. Get people to, rather than trusting them with the cash, depending on who it is. And I still think that people would rather donate to the actual act rather than somebody else standing on the door with a bucket. So I might get someone else to pack up my stuff, but then again, that needs to be done in a particular way. So I don't know. That's what's stressing me out. The logistics of that is what's stressing me out. Getting that down to a fine art. I'm sure it'll be okay. The weekends are going to be a nightmare because people are more rowdy. They are more of a handful. It is going to be harder to, round them up. It's going to be like herding cats. Do you know what I mean? No, because the Fringe shop only sell their own merch. They only sell Fringe Society merch. It would need to be done at the venue. Or maybe another free fringe venue, but then you're not going to infiltrate other people's spaces. If your show's at one show, you're not going to go into another space where other artists are probably trying to sell their stuff. Do you know what I mean? That seems unfair. I know that I'm allowed to sell merch in the venue. It's just, how do I do that? How do I do that? I need to have a chat with I went to go see the venue, which is why I was going to show you the video, actually. Hang on. Please hold. I don't know how to make that bigger. Right, hang on a minute. I feel like I'm messing up here. Wait a minute. Maybe I've got it on here. I'll need to have a wee chat with the person that runs the venue. She was super nice, actually. I went in to have a look to check what their Wi-Fi was like. Before I accepted the offer, I wanted to know what the Wi-Fi was like. Hang on, I'll make this bigger. Yes, I can. Right, let's do it this way. This is the room, Robin. Hang on. Obviously, this is not set up. This is just as it is. Hang on. Here we go. Instagram is Leggy on the Radio, I think. Hang on. Leggy on the Radio. Yup. That's just the room, but I can't remember. I can't remember what the space outside's like. I know there's three rooms at the venue that will all have shows running like staggered. But I don't know if there's maybe like a corner in the bar area. I could maybe set up a table or something. I need to go in and have a wee chat with the lassie that runs it. She was super nice, but I don't want to do. I don't like me going in and checking out that venue. Then seemed awfully early. She said, "God, the Fringe already. It feels like we've just finished the Fringe, right? It feels like we've just finished it and we're talking about it already. So I don't want to go in and hassle her in March when it doesn't start until August, right? I'm a bit like, maybe I'll leave it till nearer the time because she was lovely, but she's not going to want to be thinking about the Fringe yet, you know. But obviously, I needed to go in because the offer was made to me, and I needed to go in and check what the Wi-Fi was like to decide whether or not I was going to accept the offer. So I'm not going back to hassle her anymore about questions. I'll do it nearer the time. I don't know if another thing could be like, I don't know. Maybe I could have like a QR code for merch and just send it to people. But if they're there at the Fringe, like, I don't know. Do it like a pre-order, come and collect it kind of thing. Is that weird? Like give them a QR code to a merch site and then get them to pay for it online and then they can come collect it the next day or something like that. I don't know. But then that's not spontaneous. Like I think people are more likely to buy something if they've had a few drinks and there's a table sitting there and they're feeling spontaneous. On Instagram, I'll have a wee look, Robin. I'll have a wee look in a wee minute. But I thought I was following you. Maybe not on Instagram. Twitter, maybe? Yeah, I don't know if, like, maybe... I don't know. Do you think that would work if I was saying to people, okay, that I'm selling merch, here's the site for it, they go pay for it online, and then they come collect it the next day? Do you think that would work? They could just, like, I could just email the receipt, and they could just, like, bring the receipt or something? Or is that a daft idea? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Just like you're thinking out loud, I'm thinking out loud. Do you think that would work? The other thing I could do is ask the bar, right? If people ask for merch, and they could, I don't know if they'd be able to keep it behind the bar, and the bar staff could take payments or something. I don't know. They've got enough work on their plate without adding more work to their load. Maybe the click and collect merch is, maybe that's a better idea, rather than the hassle of setting up a table. Like, what I could do is I could just have it on display in the room. I could have it on display in the room. Then I wouldn't have to ask the bar for any extra space. I could just have it on display in the room and say, I do have merch. There's what it looks like. Go on to this site and pay for it online, and then come back to collect it tomorrow, or come back to collect it from the bar, or whatever. Maybe do it that way. And then you've got queues of people standing at a merch stall and someone having to panic taking payments, and then they might not be taking the right payments because they're flustered or whatever, in amongst a crowd of people coming in and out the room trying to swap over acts and stuff. Because the Fringe is chaotic, you know what it's like. Getting queued, I'm making the assumption people are going to queue to turn up. I might not have anybody, it might be dead. But on the assumption that it might get busy, you know what it's like trying to get a room vacated and another queue of people queuing in to get in. You know what that's like. I'm assuming you know what that's like. It's a fucking nightmare. That's what I was helping Janie with when she first started in the Free Fringe. You know, controlling her crowd. So yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. I think that sounds like a good idea, Robin, and not having too many things. Maybe only having like 3 or 4 items. You know what I mean? And then I'm not having to worry about packing things up and sending it, taking it to a post office and posting it. I could just pack it up, make sure the person's name and label or whatever's on it, right? And then they could pick it up. And it doesn't have to be during my time slot. They could pick it up throughout the day or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll have a chat with the lassie at the venue because she seemed super nice. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. I'm getting way, you know, off my thing. I was meant to just be, you know, like reminding people that, you know, I'm doing this thing. If anybody wants to help out and contribute, they can. Here's the linkage. It's got 20 something hours to run. So if anybody did want to help out, this is the time to do it. I'm not going to, you know, yap on for too long. I've been here for an hour. I don't want to talk about potential things, Robin. I've already got things in mind. Don't take this the wrong way. I don't need any help with the merch ideas. I've already got. I'm just deliberately not talking about it. I'm just deliberately not talking about it. You get me? But I wasn't thinking about t-shirts, put it that way. But then if I was doing it online, that would be, you know, whatever. But that's not what I was. Yeah, I'm not going into detail. Let's just get the logistics of the next thing is I need to pay for my Fringe listing before it jumps up to the, because what happens is it's on a discount at the moment, and then it jumps up to £400. If I don't pay now, at £300, it jumps up to £400, which is even more money to find. So I'm not saying you're not being helpful either. I'm deliberately not getting into. And if something does turn up on a merch stall, I don't want you claiming that was your idea when I've already got my ideas up here. I know exactly what it is I want to do, what I want to sell. Anywho, I'm going to wrap this up because I've been on here for an hour. And there were invitations sent out if anybody wanted to come up and chat, but nobody did that. So I'm going to go. I've said what I needed to say. I've sort of tried to explain what the Fringe is, let everybody know that I'm doing this thing. The QR code's been showed multiple times. I'll leave the replay up. There's really no I don't want to hear, right, in a couple of months' time, I didn't know anything about your Fringe show. Why did you not mention it? Because I've banged on about it now almost fucking daily for a month. So I don't want anybody to say, oh, I didn't know anything about that, because that's bullshit. If you're following me on any social media at all, you will have seen a post somewhere about it, because I've been fucking nagging everybody. Right, I'm off ski. Robin, yes, it was nice to see you. Anybody else who popped in? Glicked, Jeeves, Robin, I don't know who else was in. Let me double check. Hang on a wee minute. I think that was it. Was it just the 3 years that were chatting? Whoever John Cena is that came in under a false name. Thank you all for popping in and saying hi. Replay viewers, no excuses. I don't want to fucking hear it. Oh, I didn't know about your Fringe show. Bullshit. You know about the Fringe show. I've mentioned it. I'm leaving the replay up. Okay, that's me done. I've said what I needed to say. Have a fantastic weekend. You probably will see me around over the weekend. I'm going to be testing a few things out. I need to test the multicasting out on the laptop, and I need to test TikTok streaming from the desktop. So I'm going to be around. Feel free to pop in and chat to me and keep me company so I'm not sitting talking to myself. All right. Cheerio. Bye. Ta-ta.